Hey, what's up, Scorpio rising? My name is Chloe. I'm an oracle, and I'm here with your cosmic energy forecast for Leo season. I will be working with two decks today. I have the Morgan Greer Tarot deck, very bold primary colors, very much asking to be a part of this deck. It's from the 1970s. And then we have the newer Danielle Noel Oracle deck. This is the Dreamgate Oracle, which I'm feeling very much um, represents the time that we're in right now, moving from Cancer season, ruled by the moon, of course, into Leo season, which is that solar conscious energy. So the bridge from the unconscious through to the conscious. I feel like this deck very much taps into this energy. So I am offering you guidance and like practical support around what messages I'm receiving for you, Scorpio rising, during Leo season. The sun is activating your 10th house of career. And it's really interesting, the cards that I got for you, because it does look like you're going to have to work for it a bit. Um, your efforts are being amplified at this time by the divine. So, whatever you're funneling your energy into is going to be enhanced by your support system on the other side, by your spirit team. So, it's very exciting knowing that not only will your efforts be rewarded, but they're actually being amplified right now by your spirit guides. The tarot also reflects a bit of effort. The Eight of Pentacles really speaks to mastery and, continuing to work on yourself, continuing to improve, but also really focusing on what your strengths and gifts might be. There is a saying that reminds me of this card when you are in a difficult time, and it's something like, it doesn't get better, but you get better. So the more we work on ourselves and the more healing we invite in, the better we're able to like cope with life and all the challenges that we face, right? Um, there is a reoccurring theme, a thread I've noticed in a few of the rising sign readings, and that has been an invitation to process some unresolved grief or trauma. So thinking about like what you're putting your effort into, where you're channeling your energy, potentially if it feels aligned for you, an area you could look at is grief and trauma, because remember our guides are supporting you during this time where you're focusing your energy that is being amplified. So if you choose to focus on healing, you could make leaps and bounds in that area. So even though it can be painful to look at past wounds, this is a time where the opportunity is right. And this card doesn't predict something negative will happen. It's not that type of message whatsoever. This is very much like acknowledging the wrong that you've experienced or the pain or the trauma, and processing the grief, transmuting the pain into wisdom, taking any lessons that need to be carried forward so that you're not repeating those patterns again potentially. So, I mean, it is one of those cards that has a bit of a reputation, but nothing you can't handle, right? Right, Scorpio rising? I mean, you potentially feel things quite intensely anyway. So this is just acknowledgement of that. It's not a predictive message in any way, just an invitation to move through some healing, and that of course your guides are supporting the amplification of that process. And then we have the Fool card, which is really interesting too. This has actually come up in a few of the readings so far also. So this very much relates to, having a beginner's mind and not being too attached to the outcome. There's also a lot of like unpredictability associated with this card too, being that it's very like very Uranian energy. Like you're being invited to leap and move forward before you know what it is that you're leaping into. So that can be quite scary. It can be, quite exciting, but the dog on the card represents like trusting your instincts and your animal nature too, which I think is really an interesting aspect of this one. So you probably have an idea of what it is that might be asking for your attention, for your healing. Of course, like being that it is like a career month for you, it's interesting like to consider how these might apply to your legacy, your life's work, your vocation, that kind of thing. But it could be found in like other areas of life too. So if you want to focus on your career, it's not necessarily a bad idea, but we don't want to be bypassing certain feelings just to do that, right? So there's a lot here for you. Some things to keep in mind, right? Please feel free to, just take what resonates and leave what does not. And if you would like any further guidance, of course, I have the collective energy forecast available as well, so you can get an idea of like the astrological celestial energies, how they're interacting with humanity as a whole at this time. So thank you so much for tuning in, Scorpio rising, and I will see you soon.